This is rat poison. But that's the name of the sketchbook anyway. This is my big chunky sketchbook that I finished about 6 months ago now. But that doesn't matter, because we are going to do a tour, because I can. Right, first off, the cover was done with Tipp-Ex during a really boring English lesson. Oops, spoilers. This is a CY-A5 sketchbook that I got in an art shop in Brighton. Added some key rings on it. So this is from a whale watch, fidget toy, and some pride flag, loom band things. And this thing was peeling off, but I wanted to keep it because there would have been like a big blank square, so I had to gradually just use more and more tape to hold it on. And this is the back, which I didn't put much effort into. I just stuck some stickers on. Stuff from a magazine, pamphlet, stickers. Don't worry about that. The name, of course, and a little thing. Always love to see it. Now, the contents of this book. First off, we have an intro page I just stuck in some paper. The reason there's so many sticky notes on it though is because it has my name and stuff, so if you are further on in the video you'll see lots of sticky notes because it's covering up my name and personal information that I for some reason put in this book. But anyway, I have some notes here about the book, a little intro and what I like to draw. This I just did because I didn't know what else to do with this page. First up we have some eyes here and a knitting pattern. One sec. No, that's fine. And then a receipt. Just some eyes I did when I first got the book. That's always a fun exercise. You can see I think they're all quite good. And I don't use this art style anymore because this is from like over a year ago, but still. OC drawing, another OC drawing. I don't really like either of these drawings. I think they're boring and also not very good. Yeah, really not very good, Jesus Christ. A little collage page I did. I used to do this club in my last school called Creative Journaling, which is like scrapbooking and journaling and whatever. Drawing of Rick Grimes, and then I thought I would just annotate this even though I have no clue what I'm talking about. Just ignore the legs. I did this in pen during a really boring lesson. That's kind of going to be the pattern for this book. It's all just bad drawings I did during a really boring lesson. Here I did a blue one. There's this thing that cartridge paper does where graphite tends to rub off it. A way you can avoid this is by using hairspray on it, but like it makes this kind of moldy pattern on the other page and it's not very good. So you either have to keep rubbing it off or do what I do and just spray hairspray on it. But I didn't know that at the time, and that's why we have this. And then again I was analysing it. Drawing of my maths room window. Probably the only thing good that came out of that class. Alright. This, I don't even know what I was doing here. I think this was like me trying to be like I cracked the Enigma code for drawing faces and busts, but like, yeah, like my honest reaction right there. This looks like straight cheeks, dude. But then we start to get on to the good stuff. I started watching Pinterest videos on how to make your sketchbook more interesting, and you can see it kind of came out. I'm not really happy with this page. To me, it always looks unfinished, but you know, still. That's always mixed opinions, you know. Yeah, this is one of my preferred pages. If I do link my Instagram to this, you'll be able to see it like come up as something I like. But yeah, originally I just did this drawing and I never finished it. Then I went back and finished it, and then added a ton more stuff. As you can see, little flippy thing here with a German comment that I just thought was so beautiful. I had to put it in here. Flippy out stuff. Always good to see. Quote from Marie Antoinette. That's about it on this page, but I do really like it. And this page was originally like, again, like, kind of like this one. It was just like a collage type thing, but then I stuck some art on it. So these drawings I did whilst I was visiting a school I would have gone to, but I decided not to. That's my OC, Mercury. Actually, I'm really proud of this because I remember I was drawing it back at my current school, and someone who I absolutely despised and thought was like the worst person in the world came up and went, wow, that's really good. So, you know, there's always a positive. I don't think it's too bad, but I think it's good for like a doodle and stuff. This was a redesign of Asha from Wish because I absolutely hate her design, and I think the dress she wears is ugly as hell. I never finished it because my colouring pencils aren't good and it looks like cheeks, but as you can see, a little sketch there, and you know, it's something. I don't remember doing this. I don't know if that's a great thing, but I don't think it is, because I do not remember drawing this. I think I did it during an assembly. But then on this page I did whilst driving through New Zealand, which is where a lot of these pages were actually filled up because I was on holiday there. Yeah, this page was fun. There's no like fun flippy things, but you know, a great way to fill a sketchbook is getting your old drawings and redrawing them. So that's from like a few years ago now. Just a way to see where you've come, and also gives you something to do. This was just a bunch of doodles I did normally around school that I'd stick in. This was done ages ago. This was done like late 2021, and it still ended up this. You know, you got flippy out things. Love to see that. Some of these like characters, like that's Crowley, that's Jack from AJR, that's a random person, that's an OC, that's an OC, that's a random person, that's Asterix helmet, and I don't know what that is. It's just been following me around for 3 years. These are some character concept drawings. I was playing around with the idea of a character being like half animal, like a satyr, isn't it? Yeah. I thought about that. It looks like booty cheeks, and I abandoned the idea. And I wrote a note saying like, stop laughing at me. But that's a good way to fill your sketchbook. Experiment with ideas. That's a great way to fill your sketchbook and really develop, because by doing this I was certain that I did not want to do it. And if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have been. So another collage page. I like this one. I like this picture as well. Yum. This page, I was watching like a ranking Saw traps video. If you didn't know, I love Saw. But then I just made this, and it's not meant to be like a vent piece or anything. I just drew it, and I've been making fun of it ever since. Like, there's a picture of Queso reacting to it. Just stuck in a bunch of random stuff here and there. And then this was lyrics to Misery Meat by Sodicon. Well, some of them anyway. I just don't know how else to fill up this page. And there's a paper cup. And safety pin. That actually, okay, I can't show this page because it's got a load of people's pictures on it, but it had sketchbook layout ideas and a few things I held in. Where'd he go? Anyway, this is a picture of a children's book. That's a good way to fill a sketchbook. Copying illustrations from children's books. So this is from a German children's book I got from my German teacher. And I just redrew the cover with colouring pencils, and I think it's quite cute. That's all good. We were asked to make like a page based on how you're feeling, and I was having a good day, so I did very yellow, happy. Lyrics to Darling by Mike Love. Did an Asterix page way back when. I think this is pretty good. Loads of little stuff. There's nothing interactive here actually, except for that, but I mean, like, yeah, you know, I drew this at 2 AM, give me a break. All good stuff. I like this page. Way to fill your sketchbook. Pizza menu. Pizza time. Pizza menu. I don't know why I have tons of pizza menus. I actually have one right there. I have one up by my bed as well. I just think they're cool. You get them free in the post and they come with like all of these cool photos. Like, come on, son. Asterix redesign I did on holiday, and I have very mixed feelings about it, but also I don't. Like, oh, look at the way the clothes curve, but also look at his face. Like, redesigning characters, either your own or not, it's a pretty fun thing to do. I should do that some more. Here we go to this is when I was starting out doing like proper junk sketchbooking. This was an OT of mine. I absolutely hate this drawing, but I did add like a ton of stuff, like a ton. I thought that was really fun, and it made a really cool page. So, like I said before with the concept ideas, you can also play around with color ideas. So I just drew someone I found on Pinterest and then colored them with only 3 colors. The mid-tone, the light and the dark being blue, yellow and red. And you can see how it came out. I think it was pretty cool. I had some uses here to make it seem more professional. Yeah, I did another one up ahead, but as we go on. This is a comic I did. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it. It's kind of cringe, like what the hell would you even call that? But I don't think it's too bad. I think it's pretty, I should do more comics considering. There's this drawing which I think is sick. And there's a paperclip here, mainly because I normally would paperclip these pages together, but I haven't. I don't know why, maybe I just didn't want to anymore. Every time I mess up on a page to a catastrophic level, I sometimes just use it to draw stuff over and over until I get the hang of it. So like here I used it to draw hands. Why is that one actually really good? You see I had a crash out here. Understandable. That was not me. I swear that was not me. I swear that was my... Alright, ignoring that. This is a seed drawing I did. I did this on my first day of my new school, which is the school I'm currently at. And I still really like this drawing. Like, some part of it seems off. I think it might be like the body and neck, but I like it. And the subtle like star symbolism here and out. Yeah, it's good. I originally just drew this as a normal drawing, and then I went crazy, which is a recurring pattern in a lot of my work. I changed her name, but I thought I'd make it look cool, you know? I added a ton of stickers for no reason. Yeah, cool stuff. This is me practicing drawing curly hair, because I found a technique that made me actually be able to draw curls. And then so I got all... what the hell is that? My honest reaction. Ignore that. There's some pots I did as an art homework, and I'm never doing art homework in my sketchbook again because that was a horrible idea of mine. I think this is a miserable drawing and it fills me with nothing but melancholy. Anyway, on this page, I did a character drawing here, so this part flips up, which is cool. I don't think it's the best I've ever done, but it's far from the worst, and I really like all the colours and stuff I added. I think that's great. This thing that super folds out, like this is the most folded thing on the planet. From a drawing, like, I'm surprised I even got it this far. I thought it would hit the limit. 2023. Again, another art homework I did. I hate this piece. It fills me with nothing but rage this time. This was just some old art I decided I'm going to put it in a gallery style thing and threw a bunch of random other junk on it. So from like, so this is from, oh my god, 2022. That I actually like this is kind of booty cheeks, but I don't think it's too bad. Back in 2022, I had a huge BBC Sherlock obsession. Like, I could not describe to you how obsessed with that show I was. It was unhealthy. This, which was awesome, you can see a faint outline of a person, which I destroyed. But I think this is really good. I was really proud of it at the time as well. And this wasn't related to it, but I really like this drawing. This is like an art style I just never went through with, but I kind of wish I did. Yeah, that's good and all. Okay, so this was actually the part where I started to get into chunky sketchbooking, okay? I had just watched Saw 3, I think? Might be Saw 2, I don't know, one of the earlier Saws. And I was like, hell yeah, this is something good. As you can see, that went absolutely nowhere. And so I absolutely went crazy with this. I added a little chain, swirling, the title, the quote. I did a drawing of Adam and Lawrence about to fucking die. The shotgun carousel, which is sick. And then this letter, hold on a sec, let me just get this stuff out. Okay, so we have the reverse bear trap here, which makes sense because this is a letter to Amanda. And then, oh, I know what this is. I know exactly what this is. This, which was a Tumblr post I printed out. Hi, this is Jigsaw. Last week in Starbucks you did a gross fucking burp that put me off my panini. In front of you is a panini press. You will notice also that your dick is out. I thought that was just life-changing and I had to go on my sketchbook. That's all well and good. I also stuck in this random key to a journal I used to have. Blah blah blah. I like this page. That's an idea. Make a fun sketchbook page based on your favourite film, which is something I am planning on doing in my next sketchbook, which is right there, by the way. Oof. OC archive. This was me just throwing a bunch of stuff in. So here is the timeline. This is, by the way, my OC lore is probably about 3 years old. It was probably turned 3 years old a few days ago. I don't know exactly when, but it's definitely 3 years old now. This is the timeline. It spans over about 6,000 years, I think. Yeah, it's probably like that. And this was a mini zine I did of all the main 6 characters. Some of the stuff about them has changed, but you know. This is a bunch of other paper I can't be bothered to get out, but you know, making envelopes is a great fun. And then a bunch of sketches I did on this one piece of paper. That was actually physics homework. LMAO. Right. Ooh, the page I made. Okay, so I crochet. I've been crocheting for about 1.5 years now, maybe more. I don't know, but definitely for a while. And I've made some crochet jellyfish. So up there on my door is the yellow one. And there's one on my TV. There's also a blue one right there. And I also made 2 to be sold. So that's why I don't have them. But yeah, I just made this huge picture. And there's nothing interactive on it, but it's still awesome. Like, look at this. It's so colourful and fun. Love it. I've been meaning to crochet and like stick it into my sketchbooks for like years now. I'm like, not years, but you know what I mean. And this is the jellyfish pattern that I used. It's not mine, by the way, but I cut this page down and added it. This is a drawing I just stuck in and added a poem I found on Pinterest on it by someone called Aniha. Yeah, not much really to say about this page other than it exists. But I think it's a great match for that page. Right, this was a drawing I did in 2022. Yeah, it should be 2022. You flip it up and that's a drawing I did 2023. Awesome sauce. I actually used actual ink on that one. This is a drawing of my room when I was sitting on my beanbag. You can see my little plants that are right there, and my yarn holder, which is still right there. A full room tour is coming, but I've been meaning to like change my bed around, so I'm gonna wait until my room actually looks like a room I like before I do it, because there's no point in me making two in a row. No. Ooh, PSAs. I've been meaning to talk about PSAs to just anybody for like 8 years now. Oh my god. A PSA is a public service announcement, and these were like ads made to tell the public of the dangers of stuff and why there are restrictions on. So like or it was charities bringing attention to their cause, so like telling people to educate their children on being safe around areas, or just telling children that if they go anywhere near a train track they'll die. The importance of replacing your smoke alarm, batteries, don't drink and drive. If you don't do anything when you think someone's being abused, you're a bystander and therefore just as guilty. There's loads of stuff to get into here. This stuff flips up, which is my favourite PSA because it's so good, and I'll talk about it in a future video. This thing that flips up is probably talking about gun violence or something. Bang, yeah. This one about child abuse. This one's about hazardous swimming. This one's about fur coats. Oh, that's so good. Okay, oh my god, okay. I just remembered this page. Huge trigger warning for this one, guys, okay? Huge trigger warning. 3, 2, 1. It's a bear. This is my dog Nacho. He's very cute. He's very cute. Yes. It's not a drawing, but I knew that page couldn't have gone to waste, that piece of paper. And so it lives in here. Oh my goodness, it's the psych page. I've been meaning to do a tour of this for my Tumblr for like a year. Anyway, this is my psych themed page. As you know, I quite like psych. Psych's a niche 2000s comedy crime show. These are just some funny moments here. And then I made like my own meme. I just printed it out and put it in. My favourite episodes, this waterfall card, which I don't think is very good, but you know, like somehow, vaguely, yeah. The Yang stuff, this drawing, and you know, I think is really good. I'm happy with it, and that's all that matters. Next page, a drawing of somebody. I think I did this when I came back from my French trip. I remember that. I just sat down and drew this. God, that French trip was horrible. Anyway, I wrote an entire diary entry in red. This was an actual diary entry of mine. Oh, these two pages. I never finished either of these pages. So this was like a redesign I was doing of Eugene from The Walking Dead. As you can see, I never finished it because I was never happy with the drawing. I just sort of put some junk on this page. And this was like a colour theory thing that I also never finished. It's just incredible. Wow. Wow. These are some drawings I did of my just different assemblies at school, doodles and sketches, because I was bored and had my sketchbook. This, which was my Instagram profile picture, by the way, to anyone who follows it. Lovely drawing, very vibrant colours. I love it, love it, love it. And I put this protective film on it so it wouldn't smudge at all. Love it, love it, love it. A sort of page I did, my mum gave me like a pink reddish pen in an envelope that I could draw on, so I just doodled. Did Amanda. I love drawing Amanda. Yeah, that's all well and good. Face drawing practice, because I realised like every single character in this book has the same facial expression of just kind of sad, bored. So that's that. These are no people in particular, no references, these are just faces. Okay, so this is a page I did on myself, and because I had my name on it, I'm having to balance this gum on top of some sticky notes so you can't see my name, which is annoying because I was going to show the drawing underneath, but now I can't. You know, I think the bear approved sticker is really funny. I'm not telling you why. Some more, like, loads of little stuff here, loads of little stuff. I made it all about myself, pretty much. This part flips up and shows another drawing of me, but I don't even like that drawing. So I guess this is a good idea. Make a page inspired by yourself. It's very easy when you're an egotistical maniac like me. This is an Arcane page I did after the third and final act came out, so I guess some spoilers here. This is probably one of the worst pages I've ever done. I'm embarrassed so much by this page, and if you can tell, I was listening to The Neighborhood whilst drawing this. Here's some pictures and doodles, some of them by my friend, some of them not. Flip up the friggin' page, yo. I hate this drawing. I hate it with burning passion. They look like such shit, like unbelievable shit. And this is something I would do when I was 12, so I have no clue what I was doing here. I drew this when I was last year. This looks like something you do when you were 12. In fact, I have evidence of it, but I'm not showing you that because I have a little bit of dignity left. Here's the page. Right. A big OC page in it. I really like this page. So it's got a little envelope here, the stuff that comes out. I'm sorry I haven't been taking this stuff out the envelopes. I'm sure you guys are desperate to see it, but I just cannot be bothered. It takes so long to put it back in. This is all ID stuff. Some of this might actually be a bit outdated. I don't know. Yeah, this thing folds out. That's really cool. Fun thing you can do. Side profile, all sorts. Another character page. This one's a lot more minimal. This is like as minimalist as my work gets from here on out. Misky lyrics, drawings, stickers. You know, pretty simple stuff you can do. Oof, another comic. I hate this comic so much. Oh my god, it sucks so balls. Right, I'm gonna hold it on here so you can probably read it. If you can't read my handwriting, you're not the first, don't worry. Oh, it looks such cheeks. It looks such cheeks. It looks so bad. This is like the only good panel, and maybe this one, and that's because it's so undetailed. Whatever. Okay. This, again, to prevent smudging, this was a art thing I found out how to do like 7 years ago. You trace your hand, at least I hope this is my hand. You trace your hand, and then you do lines across, but when it comes to your hand, you do like a jump to make it like 3D, and then you do multiple colours. Art Ninja, everyone. Underrated. This is me just testing out my Posca pens on cartridge paper to see if it bled through. It doesn't, don't worry, which is why cartridge paper is amazing. These are some drawings my friend did, but I have names there. One sec. These are some drawings my friend did when we were in art class. You can tell what's hers and what's mine. That's me, that's her. It was mostly just us making fun of Jason Victor from Arcane. And some other doodles. I'm trying to figure out what this is, but I don't know. Triangle market state. Increasing value, slight dips. Invest in triangle immediately. There you go. Is this the US stock market? These are some drawings that my friends gave me. My friend, she would like come back to this page and talk about how horrible her previous drawings looked and redraw them like, sis, they're not that bad, they're really good. And then this is a friend who I haven't seen in like 5 years. She made this for me because we love llamas. A lot of these pages I just ran out of ideas and just stuck in. Okay, that's my name. A lot of these were just, so this is like an abstract drawing I did back in 2022. And I wrote the hate speech from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Some more doodles I did. Small drawings I actually like. Oh, the next page. Okay. Just from, like, you may notice I drew on lined paper a lot. That's because I'd never bought sketchbooks. I bought notebooks and drew in them. Naturally, of course, that's something anyone would do at my age. What? Okay. Kudere is a niche character from Yandere Simulator who I fell in love with in December. Little drawings here and there. Big drawing. Before you say, oh, Yandere Simulator, how cringe are you? I was nostalgia yearning. Lyrics from Ash Nico song. I was yearning for nostalgia. You didn't fucking get it. How much this game meant to me when I was like 9 and 10 and 11. You don't understand. And so coming back to it late last year, when I was in the trenches, was exactly what I needed. So when you shut the hell up and look at some eyeballs. Oh, these are so cheeks. These are so okay. Eye drawings I did in 2021. Ultimate cheeks. That's why we weren't allowed to draw. Oof. Coco redesign. I think this is a rare case where the redesign is worse than the original. Foam sticker that I got from my brother's flat in New Zealand. All sorts. Yeah. This thing that flips up to reveal a side profile of Kudere. And it's about, that's Hitler. That is actually Hitler. Oh my goodness. Pose drawings. I was getting bored of not being able to draw bodies. One sec. Rapunzel, because I drew this drawing in 2019 and thought, you're coming with me, princess. Just a lot of little stuff here. Like, yeah, I got a lot of these pictures from a pamphlet in New Zealand, which had which was for an art museum or something. That's why you're gonna see it come up a lot. Okay, so this was on the plane to New Zealand. So I had, on the way there, we got a 3-hour layover in LA airport. Then we flew to Auckland, and then on the way back we flew to Dallas, which is the longest flight I'll probably ever be on. It was 13.5 hours, and then we flew from Dallas back home. This was on the way out. I did some doodles, you know, my peach iced tea. I was terrified, because I'm terrified of flying. Again, sticky notes to protect my identity. This is what I watched on the plane, you know, Soul 4, Moana, you know, casual stuff. The chocolate ice cream, Sean Spencer. And this is just a bunch of stuff, like this was the hotel we stayed at, this was the ferry ticket, my personal information. This was the first meal I ate at like this Buzz Out Diner. I'm not taking all that out. All well and good, all well and good. I just realised I wasn't recording anyway. This is Rosie, you know, Animal Crossing character. I drew some of my villagers as human, and then I redrew them. I blundered on this so bad because I used a completely wrong skin tone, because I realised I had like nothing lighter than this skin tone. Whatever, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. I think the drawing's still nice. Everything's good. This was an idea I saw on Pinterest of just painting a page a certain colour and then writing song lyrics on it, and I thought, I'm gonna do it sooner or later. I might as well do it now. Drawing Lassie, because I had nothing else to do. Tuesday the 17th. Oh, good stuff. Good. This is a shitpost page, okay? So like, you know, this guy doing the soy jack pointing meme. Patatas bravas. Consent bingo. Those who know, consent bingo. Okay, so first day in New Zealand, I put on a pair of jeans because, you know, it's quite chilly. It's not as warm as I thought it would be. Jeans weather. So guess what was in my pocket of those jeans? This thing travelled around the world. Next, I was really running out of ideas, so I just did an entire page green, my favourite colour of green. This was meant to be a completed drawing, but I just never did because it looked like cheeks. This, I actually really like this drawing. Like, the anatomy was cooking here. Motorbike. This was the original drawing that I did on another holiday. But yeah, and I didn't have that many materials to go with it, but I don't think it's that bad. I like it. I just drew some of my favourite female characters here. I had some scrap paper that I just sort of threw onto here. I also put this price tag, and that joke is that I put one of these on every one of my sketchbooks, but the joke is that my art is worth like £1. These were my OCs. These two went alright, I think they're okay. This I didn't even want to attempt, and that, well, you can see. Yeah, again, it was the problem because I didn't pack the right skin tones, and so I wasn't familiar with the watercolour set I was using. Random junk I stuck in. I just made this huge background here, but I didn't know what to do with it, so it just stayed like that until I finally drew on it. It was based off this drag queen I found on Pinterest. Spiderweb with a heart. I don't think it's great. Could be worse. This is more like there's no drawing on this. This is just a scrapbook page, but I did make a few flippies based off. This is all themed off my trip to New Zealand. You know, like these all came from pamphlets of stuff we looked at. This thing I found on the floor. A museum. Yeah, it's all good stuff. All good stuff. And then the final page. Is there any? Nope. Well, I did self-portrait here. I mean, it could be a lot worse, but it's not great. And the end page where I do a synopsis of the sketchbook and yappa. The last page I always use as a test page for pens and paints. And this was like a poster, but I could keep little things in this back pocket. And that's it. That is the Rat Poison Chunky sketchbook. I hope it gives you a lot of ideas on what you could put on your sketchbook pages. How would you go about making it chunky like this? It's like, that's really chunky. I'd suggest getting